o'clock. I will call the September 9th Steele County Board of Commissioners meeting to order. Please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda with one addition, which is number 11 on the action items, concept to move forward with SEH Engineering on Main Street. Okay.
Second.
Then moved and seconded to approve the agenda with the one addition. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. That will take us to public comment. Those wishing to speak must state their name and address for the record. After they are acknowledged by the board chair, each person will be limited to 2 minutes to make his or her remarks. Steele County is committed to respectful behavior in its work environment and in its boardroom. Speakers should show dignity and respect towards others. Speakers will address all comments to the board as a whole and not one individual commissioner. And will not make comments about any elected or appointed official or staff. The board may not take action on an item presented during the public comment period unless the item is already on the agenda for action. When appropriate, the board may refer inquiries and items brought up during the public comment period to the county administrator for follow-up. Comments from speakers may be curtailed by the board chair if the speaker is argumentative, disrespectful, redundant, or repetitive. There will be no name-calling or abusive language permitted. Disrespectful behavior will result in being asked to return to his or her seat or leave the boardroom. With that, I will open it up for public comment. Is there anybody wishing to speak?
Scott Sorensen, 4616 Southeast 18th Street. I'm here to respectfully ask that you place the County Highway 2, County Highway 180 realignment project, which is known as the Intersection Improvement Plan for Havana Township, on hold. The approval for this project is fast-tracked following the resignation of our previous county's engineer. WHKS has confirmed that they're still completing the design with no licensed civil engineer on staff, and I'm only assuming that because we still have a job posting. Who's reviewing these plans and approving them? For a project of this scale, proper oversight is essential. At the same time, we have installed a four-way stop sign that's in place and it's working great. Many of the neighbors have commented that it's working wonderfully. They love it. They feel that it's a much safer intersection, and they feel it's an improved plan as opposed to costly construction and farmland loss. Putting this project on hold and collecting some real traffic safety data with the signage in place is both the most economical and ethical decision that the county can make. Another concern is engineering expenses. Just a few weeks ago, or a few meetings ago, you guys approved the design budget for this project is significantly over budget. So it strongly suggests that the entire project is going to be over budget. So I think the whole entire project needs to be reviewed. Before approval, I spoke with two commissioners and they both told me that they preferred signage over destroying farmland. Yet, weeks later, they voted for the plan to be approved and to destroy the farmland. Again, proving it's evidence that the project was fast-tracked due to the previous engineer's departure. Now that more neighbors are informed of what the plan is, I'm hearing more and more opposition. People are recognizing the long-term consequences of this plan. Finally, if we ultimately determine that realignment is truly needed, I'm not opposed to that, right? I just want to review, take another look at the plan that Senator John Jasinski submitted, because it does offer a plan that minimizes farmland destruction. That's it.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
My name is Jeannie Pickner. I live at 1818 Southeast 24th Avenue, Owatonna. here to voice my opposition to the Havana intersection project that he spoke about. There were 2 public hearings held for people to voice their views, and I attended both of them. At the first meeting, there was considerable opposition to the proposing plan. A lot of alternative ideas were presented, and one of the ideas was just to install 4-way stop signs and lower the speed in that area. A second public meeting was held, giving us 4 different options to voice our opinion on. The final plan that was proposed to us involved breaking up 4 different parcels of farmland. One of those parcels of farmland we own and we farm. Now in the interim, they put in 4-way stop signs, and it's working fabulous. My husband drives grain trailers by there. It slows the traffic down. To me, it doesn't make sense to move ahead with this project to build more roads and tear up more productive farmland. It will cost lots of money, more roads that'll have to be maintained by the county. And as he said, our state senator, John Jasinski, also proposed an alternative route that was rejected, and that would have preserved some of this farmland. In Steele County, we are very fortunate here to have prime farmland for us farmers, nice flat land, and we're tearing it up. We're building more roads, continually tearing it up. One of the options that was the roundabout was by our land, that they had to take our land. And there it sits idle right now. It's very discouraging to me. So again, building more roads and taking productive farmland doesn't solve the problem. The problem is our drivers. If the drivers would follow the traffic rules, there would be less accidents. Keeping the 4-way stop signs, reducing the speed limit in that area would save the taxpayers some money by not having to maintain the roads in the future, and more importantly, save our valuable farmland. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
Kevin Christie, 2301 Havana Road. I don't approve of the project either because my stepmom got this letter going through our 27 acres over there. There's alternate routes and there's a lot of tile in there, so I would say going someplace else. And another thing, I've been hearing, but whose money is the taxpayers? For the county, the city, and the school. It sounds better when they all contribute, right? But whose money is it? Thank you.
Any other public comment? Any other public comment? Going twice, 3 times, public comment closed. That will take us to correspondence. In your packet here, we got a letter from XL Energy for public notices for the authority to increase your electric rates for the next 2 years. Just a sign of the times. And then after that, we go to the consent agenda. Board's wishes on the consent agenda.
Mr. Chair, I'll move we approve the consent agenda as printed.
Okay, motion been made and seconded to approve the consent agenda as printed. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. That'll take us to the September anniversary report. Gina.
Good evening. Here to present the September anniversary report. I'm going to start off with Jared Robinson, a highway maintenance technician, finished his 9th year of service. Sean Witter, highway maintenance foreman, also 9 years of service. Josh Harashi, patrol deputy, 10 years of service. Michelle Bromley, recently promoted to sergeant at the detention center, 8 years of service. Julia Spatanka, legal administrative assistant with 2 years of service. Esther Sherman, Assistant County Attorney, finished her first year of service. Mike Witter, Correctional Corporal, 7 years of service. Jennifer Sue, Probation Officer with 18 years of service. Jacob Rigg at the Detention Center, 1 year of service. Aaron Edel, Accounting Supervisor at Public Health, 19 years of service. Carrie Steffensmeyer, Care Coordinator with Public Health, 10 years of service. Dave Stenzel, Environmental Specialist, 4 years of service. John Anderson, Correctional Officer with 6 years of service. Emma Johnson, Health Educator, finishing her first year of service. Kendra Gasner, our Record Supervisor in the Sheriff's Office, 2 years of service. Mark Flowers, Network Support Specialist, 11 years. Brianna Reese, Correctional Officer, 2 years. Brian Anderson, who's with us tonight, County Assessor, 9 years of service. Amber Offset, our Public Health Director, 27 years of service. Mark Redu, Maintenance Worker, 34 years of service. Bobby Herzog, in the HR Office, 6 years of service. And Amy Bird, Office Support at Public Health, with 3 years of service. So lots of long tenured folks in September.
Thank you, Gina, and thank you to all those employees for hitting another milestone in their anniversary dates. That will take us to our county work session today. Action item number 11 was the concept to move forward with SDH Engineering on Main Street.
The members of the board, before you is a concept that is dated September 8th, 2025 that shows the current alignment for the Main Street project. Our engineer, SEH, had to leave us to go to another board meeting, but the project management team is asking the board this evening to approve this concept plan, and then they will move forward with the 30% engineering plans that align with that. So we'd be asking the board to approve the concept plans dated September 8th, 2025.
Okay. Board wishes.
Mr. Chair, I'll move the approval of the concept plans dated September 8th, 2025 for the Main Street project.
Second. Motion is made and seconded. Is there any more discussion on that?
Mr. Chair. Renee, so the city has reviewed this and they're in favor as well?
Yes, I mean, according to their engineer, Sean Murphy, he has indicated that this meets with the city's approval.
Right, this is a shared project, so I want to make sure that we're all on the same page. Okay.
Okay. With that, I will call the question. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Will take us to number 12. Approve the purchase of ES&S Express Vote Assistance Voting Devices. Jennifer.
Good evening. Okay, so I'm looking for approval to purchase some new election equipment. In addition, approval to sign agreements and order forms for initiating those purchases. The purchase of the new updated equipment was approved in the 2025 budget as a capital project, and we have about $50,000 in election grant funds to use towards the purchase of the equipment. So starting with the assistive voting device, we had 2 demonstrations on assistive voting devices, and we'd like to move forward with the purchase of the ES&S Express Vote. The assistive voting device allows voters with disabilities the opportunity to vote unassisted. Our current assistive voting device is 20 years old, so it's becoming to the point where it's obsolete for maintenance and equipment parts. So it's time for that upgrade. The voter will insert a ballot, so it's a blank ballot, and then they use a touch screen or a handheld device to make their choices, and then the ballot will print out, and then they will insert that into the tabulator. So gonna be a lot more compact, lightweight, easier to transport for the townships and the cities. And it meets and exceeds all of the ADA standards. Additionally, all voters can use the machine if they so choose.
Yep, thank you, gentlemen.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion then. Do you have a question, Jim?
No,
I did have a question, I'll wait till the motion is second.
All right. I'll make a motion, we approve the purchase of the ES and S Express Vote assisted voting devices in the amount of $104,805, and authorize Jennifer to sign the agreement in order form.
do your second?
I'll second.
Second. Question?
So can you go through how we're gonna pay for it again? So is it all in our budget, or are we using funds from where?
This was a capital project approved.
And we had that much.
But we've now got grant money to help. I mean, I don't remember, was the
Offset some of that
105 budgeted, or was the grant contemplated at the time?
The grant was contemplated as part of the purchase.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a motion on the floor. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Take us 13, approved purchase of no ink pull pads in the amount of $157,000. And authorize PT&E director to sign the agreement and order form.
So just as an adjustment, the purchase of the equipment is $132,920. The additional funds that are on there is for the service agreement for year 2 and year 3. Those are billed out to the cities and the townships to pay for that part of it, so that's a difference of like almost $25,000, just as a side note. The electronic rosters allow poll workers to check in voters electronically versus using paper rosters. It'll speed up the process, make it more efficient and accurate. It also has workflows embedded into it to allow for election day registrations, so that then those are automatically uploaded. We don't have to do that then after the election. So it eliminates that process. They can process a voter in approximately 35 to 40 seconds. So those do have built-in cellular, so we do not need to have the cradle phones that we have.
Okay. Any questions?
I will also just say that we're recommending that purchase because there are 70 counties currently today that are using.
Okay. Board's wishes on the matter?
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of the no ink pull pads in the amount of $157,800 and authorize Jennifer to sign the agreement in order form.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, that'll take us to commissioner reports. Start with you there,
Nothing tonight.
Nothing, okay. Mr. Krieger.
On September 3rd, I had a criminal justice meeting. And on the 8th, I had a Mid-Prairie Joint Powers Board budget meeting. On the 8th, we also had the township meeting at the community center. This morning, I had Public Works at 8 o'clock. I had Mid-Prairie Finance meeting at 1:45 and the work session before tonight.
Commissioner Abbey.
Mr. Chair, I'll report at my next meeting.
Okay. Renee, you have anything for us?
No, and just a comment, on your next meeting notices, you'll notice that the AMC policy meeting is later this week. I will be attending that, so I'll be out of the office starting at noon, this is 12:30 tomorrow, and then through the end of the week. But if the board needs to reach me, I'll be available by email, phone, or text message.
Okay. Commissioner Prospect.
On the 4th, attended the county budget meeting. On the 8th, I attended the annual county township meeting, also on the 8th. The SEMCAC meeting on the 9th, Public Works
attended the budget work session, the township meeting last night, and planning and zoning last night, and the work session, obviously, today.
Okay, on the second, I had internal social services. On the third, I had Mid Prairie exit meeting. On the fourth, I had the budget meeting, county budget meeting. That takes us to the work session before this meeting. That will take us to our next meeting notices. We have the AMC conference, Wednesday, September 10th to the September 12th in Alexandria, which me and Commissioner Abbey and Administrator Fry will be attending. We got the Board 2026 budget meeting, Monday, September 15th at 7:30 in the conference room, room 10. Public safety and health, Tuesday, September 16th, 8 a.m. in the boardroom. Land use and records, Thursday, September 18th, 8 o'clock in the boardroom. Next county board work session is Tuesday, September 23rd at 4 o'clock in the boardroom. The next county board meeting is Tuesday, the 23rd at 5 o'clock in the boardroom. And with that, we will be going into closed session for the purpose of labor negotiation strategy for Minnesota statute 1798.01, section 13D.03. With that, I will entertain a motion to go into closed session. So moved. Second. Been